if you won't have the right mindset in place, you will be ultimately set for the failure. So that's why it's so important to have the right mindset, which is 90% of success in any business and in life. So in this module, you will learn exactly how to master 4 main pillars of life, which is physically, financially, spiritually, and all about wealth and happiness. Make sure to turn off your phone, set your phone aside. You don't want it to have any distractions. Also, if you're right now watching and you have some tabs open on your laptop, on your computer, desktop, whatever you're using, make sure to turn off, close every single tab that you have open, and I need your full attention, because this is absolutely these videos will change your life. I'm not kidding. This is how powerful it is. So right now we're gonna start with this video, and you're gonna learn about belief systems and how they shape your life. So first, let's talk about what we'll cover in today's video. So first will be what are beliefs designed for. We'll cover exactly what type of beliefs we have and how they're designed for in our life, in our everyday life. Second, what is belief? We'll talk about what is belief and how it's structured. Now I'll also break it down for you different belief types. And also we'll talk about how you can strengthen your empowering beliefs that you have that every day support you and guide you throughout your life. So I'll show you, we'll do an exercise, and I'll show you how to strengthen those beliefs that you have that actually make you better overall and improve you every day. And lastly, I'll show you how to eliminate those disempowering, these limiting beliefs that you might have that will that are holding you back and not letting you open your full potential. So with that being said, let's just jump right into today's video. So first, let me give you a story. Let me tell you one story about one father, right? One dad. He had 2 sons. And he was raising these 2 sons, and that dad was absolute trash, right? He was drug addict. He was threatening people. He was stealing from people. Then he was trying to murder a person, but he eventually got in prison. He got in jail, and he was alcoholic. So he was like he was making poor decisions of his life. But he was raising these kids. He has these 2 kids. There were 2 brothers. They were about the same age, and these kids, as you see on the left side, one we have that he followed his dad path, right? He became also like alcoholic. He started stealing. He also got in prison. Also, he was using cats to make phone calls. No, I'm just kidding. It's just the picture I found. But anyways, that person, that first brother, he was just absolute, like, he was basically as the same as his dad. Which is, on the other hand, we have his brother, that they grew up, they were raised in the same environment by that alcoholic dad, by that drug addict, and so they were raised by the same dad. They were in the same environment, but the second person, his brother, was absolute opposite to his brother. That his brother was physically fit, he was healthy, he got married, he had 3 kids, and absolutely he had fulfillment life, and he was happy. And you would ask, if you think about it, you would ask, how is it possible that they grew up virtually in the same environment, but they were absolutely 2 different people? And then they did a test, right? They privately asked those 2 brothers. They asked the first brother, the first brother that was just as trash person as his dad, that was trying to murder people. He was alcoholic, he was drug addict, and overall was stealing. So they asked him a question: why has your life turned out this way? And then again, they turn around and they ask the same question to the second brother. The same question they asked: why has your life turned out this way? And surprisingly, both of those brothers, they provided the exact same answer. What else could I have become having grown up with father like that? So as we see, we're tempted to believe that events and the environment has shaped who we become, but in the end of the day, it's not true. It's not the events that shape us, but our beliefs as to what those events mean. Now let me tell you another story. So there were 2 grandmas. First grandma were vacuum cleaning alligators on her backyard. And the second grandma was a mountain climber. No, actually, I'm messing with you. I have a better example. So there was two old ladies that turned 70s, and they turned 70 years old. And on the left, you see grandma that she turned 70 and she decided to eat ice cream and just chill on the porch, which is nothing wrong with that. But again, it's actually going to be a bad example. Like, now if being serious, there were two old ladies that turned 70 years old, and the first lady that is on the right, she realized that, okay, the life is coming to the end. Her bones hurt and breaking, and she overall has no energy. She doesn't want to do, and she pretty much preparing for death, right? And on the other hand, we have another lady that turned also 70 years old, and she knew that this is not the age. It's all depends upon her belief, and she started raising higher standards. And she, for the next 25 years, from 70 to 95, she decided to train really hard, and she decided she will be the first lady who will climb on the Mount Fuji at this age. And she started training, she started practicing, and then after 25 years, she was the first one who ascended the Mount Fuji, and she were overall fulfilled, she were happy, and she were enjoying her life. So it's like, some people saying that after you turn 30, you have this crisis. So again, it's all upon on your belief. And this lady, her name is Hoda Crooks. You can look her up. This is a real examples that I'm giving you in this video lesson. So what is the moral of this story? That you see that it's never the environment, it's never the events of our lives, but the meaning we attach to those events. So now let's talk about what are our beliefs designed for. So beliefs are basically, it's a force within us that tells us whatever action we will take will it lead to pleasure or pain. And our brain is always asking us two questions in our head. Will this action or this decision you're gonna make, will it lead to pain or pleasure? Or what must I do now to avoid pain and gain pleasure? And the answer to these two questions are based on our beliefs, and our beliefs are driven by the generalizations, by the global beliefs, right? That we learn from our past experiences that led us to pain or pleasure. And to give you an example, that it's not this is all happens subconsciously. So before you take an action or make a decision about something, you're already making the decision or taking action based on the previous experiences and the belief to build if this will lead you to pain or pleasure. So this is how this process works, and it's all subconsciously. So before eating a cheesecake, right, you don't have this dialogues in your head debating, will this be good, or will it be pleasure, or will it be pain, right? Because on your past experiences you build up references that giving you the sense of certainty that, okay, if I'm gonna eat it, it's a lot of sugar, it's easy calories, and it will be pleasure. So these generalizations, these global beliefs, right, they simplify our lives and allows us to function overall. So to give you an example, think about this, that you're right now, imagine that you're about, or just look at your door, or imagine that you're about to walk in to someone's house, right? You're standing in front of the door and you're looking at the handle, on the door handle, and looking at the handle and ask yourself a question. What gives you the belief that if you're gonna turn, how do you know if you're gonna turn the handle left or right, if you're gonna push the door? What makes you so confident that the door will open, although you have never seen that specific door ever before? So why do you believe in that? Simply because your experiences, your previous experience in your life, since you opened so many doors, it provided enough references and built and created enough certainty for you that that if you will do this certain action, it will open the door and you will be able to follow through. This is how this process works. So these global beliefs pretty much control every aspect of our life, and these beliefs are about our identity, about people, about who we are, about what do we think about people, about what do we think about certain country, about work, about time. These are global beliefs, And also they are the most powerful beliefs that actually shaping your life. And based out of those beliefs, and you're pretty much making any decision in your life before if it start a business or go to 9 to 5. So these are so powerful, and in this video we'll cover exactly how you can master and get more empowering beliefs that will make you a better person and will help you to get to where you want to be in life, and overall grow your personality and be better every single day. So the good thing is making a change in one of these global beliefs, you can virtually change every aspect of your life in a moment. So generalizations in more complex areas of our lives can create these limiting beliefs. And let me give you an example. So right here on the right, we see this kid, right? He's trying to learn something. And think about this. I'm gonna take you back when you were in middle school or in high school, when you had to memorize some poem, right? And then tell this poem. And maybe you probably have seen these people in your class that like, oh, you know what? I just learned it like 10 minutes before class. And then you've seen that like, it was going so, it was so easy for them to memorize thing, and then for you it was a little bit harder, and you couldn't, and you decided, okay, maybe I have a bad memory, because you were comparing yourself to those kids, to your classmates, and you saw like, oh, it was so easy for them. So you developed subconsciously, now not even realizing that belief that you have bad memory just because of those experiences that you had. But you didn't think at the time that those kids might just have different learning strategy, the memorizing strategy, or maybe they didn't even tell you the truth, that they just read and tried memorize on the break before the class. Maybe before that, at home they actually memorized that, and they were just trying to show off in front of the classmates and show how great is their memory. So we all know this type of people, we all experience that, and then we, based on that, it created the belief, a limited belief in our head that maybe, oh, we have bad memory, right? Or it could be anything in life, right? Some people could say, I can't focus, right? And this is, we're gonna cover exactly in a few slides how we can change our beliefs, our limitation, the beliefs that are holding you back, just in a few slides. So we need to remember that a lot of the examples I gave you, these generalization beliefs, these like global beliefs, are based on our past experiences, if it led us to pleasure or pain, and on our interpretation of those experiences. So therefore it leads us to three kind of conclusions. First, we do not consciously decide what we are going to believe. It's all processed, it's all subconsciously based on the experience we're getting out of this, if it's pleasure or pain. The second one, often limiting beliefs are based on a misinterpretation of those past experiences that I just gave you a couple examples. And last, once we adopt a belief, we forget it's merely an interpretation, and then we have to live with this belief throughout our life, and it's absolutely holding us back. It's limiting our possibilities and what we are capable of, and based on that we're making poor decisions in our life. So these limiting beliefs become absolute limitations for our future decisions about who we are and what are we capable of. So if you want to create long-term and consistent changes in your life, you must change the beliefs that are holding you back. So now let me give you an example about empowering beliefs. And this is so inspiring. This story is absolutely changed my life when I read the book by Viktor Frankl. So he was one of the survivors of Auschwitz. It was during the Holocaust, and the Auschwitz, it was a concentration camp. It's in Poland, actually. It's near Krakow, where I used to live for about 5 years. And I went actually to this Auschwitz, to the concentration camp, and I saw these cabins where they were burning people, where they were putting these people like as slaves. Look at this picture. they didn't feed them at all. And these people were working, these Jewish people. It was during World War II. I'm pretty sure some of you who learn history, you heard about this horrible. It was hell on earth. And so Viktor Frankl, I read his book like about 5 years ago, and he was one of the survivors, and he wrote a book about his experience during being on that in the concentration camp. And he was sharing his story, how he was able to survive, like, which is pretty much impossible to survive in those conditions where they don't give you food. They keep you, they treated them like an animals. But only those of you specialists who were able to make this through, they had only one thing in common. So he said that they created empowering meaning to the pain, for the pain they were experiencing there. And they developed a belief that because they suffered and they survived, they will be able to tell the story and make certain that no human being would ever suffer this way again. So again, this is another example for you that it's not an event, it's not the environment that that shape us and that makes us who we are. It's like what the meaning we attach to those events and the experiences we're getting from life, right? That's the meaning. So the only one way, imagine this, like they were experiencing so much pain that if they wouldn't attach any meaning, positive meaning to that pain, they just die, like they just face the death like all other people that didn't survive. Because let's take two different people that, let's say, they got in the camp, right? One person had belief and everyday complaining like, oh my God, this is I can't handle this pain, I can't be here, it's absolutely hell. And the second person like have a different belief that, and every single day they keep repeating to themselves, okay, if I'm going through this, I want to make sure that no one else will ever suffer like me again. And I'll make my life mission to deliver this message and make sure that no one else will get in this hell. And then the second person, he was like just average person, civilian, who didn't know any ninja tips that I'm teaching you in this video about how you can develop beliefs and how you can make better decisions in your life and overall improve the quality of your life. So that person had a belief and was all the time complaining in their head, oh, why I'm going through this, when it's gonna be ending, and all that. Which is other person, on the other hand, was treating that experience as something that kind of can empower him and be able to share with other people and tell them that everything is possible in your life as long as you attach meaning to that, and that will reinforce and make you better. So also, beliefs are so powerful that they are not limited to not only impacting our emotions and actions. That I'm pretty sure you heard about placebo effect, right? When the beliefs can have the capacity to override the impact even drugs on our body. So this placebo effect, like they were making a test that the person was sick, and then they gave him pills. But those pills were absolutely different that nurse was giving him previous days. They did a test, and those pills were just vitamins. And they saw that how that person was able to cure themselves just by simple like pills that didn't even cure that disease. And they did a lot of tests. They did a lot of different tests like this on placebo effect, because again, it's all about belief. If you believe that that new protein shake you got right for workout, if you believe that gives you enough protein, enough power, and your muscles grow, it will work. You will subconsciously, that's the power of beliefs. It will work for you, and you will see how the effect. So it's, in the end of the day, 95% of any success in your life, in any area of your life, it's all about the beliefs you will develop, and how you're going to use them. And this is what we're going to learn, and I'm going to be teaching you in the next few slides. So the next one we have, let's talk about what is belief. So belief is pretty much is the feeling of certainty about something. If you feel certain about something, that's how you develop a belief. You need to build enough references and to create certainty about certain object, about subject you want to create a belief of. So a simple way, let me give you an example right here. So a simple way of understanding a belief is to think about it as a basic building block, and let's say it's going to be an idea, right? So the building block is an idea. So there are a lot of ideas you might have, right, and you might think of, but you might not really believe. Now let me give you a quick example. Now stop for a second and say to yourself, I'm great at cold calling. So whether it's an idea or belief, it will come down to the amount of certainty you feel about saying this phrase. If you will think so, well, I'm not really great in cold calling, what you're pretty much saying is, I don't feel very certain that I'm great at cold calling. Now, how do we take that idea and turn it into belief? So I have a quick example for you. So on the left, we have this example that we took. It says, I'm great at cold calling. And this is your idea. This is the tabletop without legs. It doesn't have any legs, as you can see, which is on the right. We have another example, which is a table with the legs. And we have this exact same example, I'm great at cold calling. So the difference between an idea and belief is that on the left, when you think about this, an idea, it doesn't have references to back it up, to back it up belief, which is on the right. Belief has enough references to support the idea, and these legs on the table is this references to support the idea, and the life experiences to back it up that idea. So this is how you create an idea out of belief. So in this case, when we have that belief that I'm great at cold calling, so the person that saying I'm great at cold calling, they have these references and that past life experiences that support that idea, and they actually believe that they are great at cold calling. And these references could be, maybe they did a couple cold calls and they closed a deal, or actually landed a meeting with a client, or maybe because they think that it's easy for them. They've noticed throughout their life, right? They build this belief that they've seen that it was easy for them to convince people, and maybe their friends telling them that, hey, you're great at sales, and also maybe they also practice and every day doing 10 to 15 cold calls to a meeting, or maybe they just every day also watch YouTube videos about new techniques and sales techniques and strategies, how to become better at cold calling. So all of these actions and all of these past experiences build these references to create enough certainty and build these legs for that table and make them more stable, and that's how you develop a belief. So now you understand this concept, and now you kind of getting a hint, an idea, and understanding how to change an idea from belief. So knowing this trick, you'll be able to turn any idea from idea actually to an actual belief, and absolutely turn your life 360 degrees. So now there are two types of beliefs. As I mentioned before, we have empowering beliefs, and we have another side, we have limiting beliefs. So empowering beliefs, it's one of the the most important. These are global beliefs that you and I can adopt in order to succeed and be happy. And we got to be consistently improving the quality of our lives and consistently growing and expanding. So this belief, in Japanese, they use the term called kaizen. It's from the Japanese, which is in translation means constantly improving. So this is one of the beliefs that, guys, honestly, this belief absolutely changed my life after I adopted this belief 6 years ago. So for the first time, I remember I read a book where I learned about all these beliefs, and they were teaching about how to develop and build the most, honestly, I believe this is the most important belief that every human being possibly can adopt and have. This is absolute blessing. If you will follow me through this video and will develop this belief, it will absolutely change your life. I'm 100% positive. So this belief is that I adopted, that every single day, this, I'm on a mission to be better than the previous day. I'm on a mission to improve myself, improve quality of my life, and do certain actions that will take me closer to my goal, to goals that I set up for myself. So if you develop this belief that every day you need to learn something that makes you better, that this day you a little bit better than the day before. And if you have and keep every day repeating to yourself, and if you you must also create a commitment to back it up by action. So then the only true security in life comes from knowing that every single day you're improving yourself in some way. This is how you build this sense of security, not only for yourself, but also for a family. So by adopting this belief, it absolutely changed my life. And every single day, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to grow as a person. And it could be in any area of your life. Financial, working on your business, could be physical, right? If you can't go to the gym, just do a few push-ups a day. 10 push-ups a day. It's already you're better than previous day. If you next day you're gonna do 11 push-ups, right? Then could be also spiritually. You can meditate. So all this more in depth about. We will have entire training about goal setting, and I'll break it down for you more in depth what I'm doing every day. So you can adopt this amazing belief, guys, and just by watching this video today, start creating this belief in your head and start following. Like, okay, my goal today, my belief is that I'm gonna become a little bit better than yesterday. I will work on my business. I will work on improving myself. Could be in any possible skill. And to give you also like life example that absolutely was helped me. This belief helped me to go through one of the hardest life experiences, life challenges I encountered and I went through in my life. So to give you an example, when I moved to Austin here in Texas, I got a job and I was working in sales. It was door-to-door sales, and our goal was to go hit 40 doors every single day, meaning that we needed to go and knock into businesses every day, and we need to knock into 40 businesses every single day. And to give you perspective, back in the days, my car, I had a car. It was a really old car, and I didn't have AC. And here in Texas, it was a summer job. I got it in beginning of June. And to give you a perspective, here in Texas, it was 105 degrees, 105, and they made us wearing the suits, right? We were wearing suits since we were in sales. Plus, it was B2B, business to business, and it was so freaking hot. You have no idea. Especially, we had to drive from one business to other business, and I didn't have AC. I was going in my car, and I was walking out of my car all sweating. People can see that I was all sweat and all wet walking to business, and I had all these drops of sweat coming down of me, and it was absolute hell. Like that job, it was absolute hell. And the only reason you probably would think, oh, I would even work that job, right? I would just get some easy job. But the only reason I kept that job and I was keep going, even though I didn't make any money for 3 months. I was working there. I made $800. It wasn't even enough to pay my bills. But you would ask, Alex, why would you go go for that job, like you don't make money, and it's absolute hell. Driving no AC, in suits in 105 degrees, walking to these businesses after your drive, it's absolute hell. But the only reason I was doing that job because I knew by doing the job I'm acquiring a skill that makes me better as a person. I'm learning a crucial skill. If I want to have in future successful business, I must learn sales. So this is the only one belief that belief kept me going. That belief every single day, when it was so hard, I got rejected every single day, right? But that belief was, kept me going every single day, because I was keep repeating to myself, okay, what I'm learning from this. And I was like, okay, from this pitch, I learned that I could be more, maybe smiling more, be more open, or maybe use different, or maybe say different phrase, or maybe, hey, why didn't close? So I fell in love with process of learning and becoming better, about improving things. And with adopting that belief, that's the only reason that was separating myself from other people that were joining the job, and I've seen them come and go within 1 week, 2 weeks, they were out. And in the end of the day I learned the crucial skill in my business. I became so good at sales that after I quit the job, I started my own business that it helped me, close deals for my social media marketing agency. But if I wouldn't have that belief and I quit the job, within 1 week or a second week, and go back work as a server or something, as a busboy, I would never learn sales and in such a harsh way, and that actually made me better. So that belief about every single day, keep going, keep improving yourself, and keep asking myself question, how this experience make me better, how this experience improving my personality, how it's helping me grow. So just by having that belief, that absolutely that belief was that I adopted, was following throughout my life, and was helping me in the hardest moment, in the challenges throughout my life. So if you would adopt this belief and you will start implementing this, you will see that every single day you will become better, and how much easier, and how you will be able also to separate yourself from the rest of the crowd and be better and improve and grow. And you will see that person that didn't adopt this belief, 3 months down the road, they still the exact same person. But if you adopt this belief and you will start implementing this every single day, 3 months down the road, you will be totally different person, because you were every single day taking action and becoming better and growing as a person. So now let's talk about disempowering beliefs, these limiting beliefs that holding you back and making you weak. So I want to do a quick exercise with you here. So right now, stop everything you're doing right now. Stop this video, but don't stop right now. But I want you to get a piece of paper and a pen, and we're gonna do a quick exercise. So I want you right now start brainstorming all the beliefs you have, both that empower you and disempower you, and make sure to cover the type of beliefs like if then, meaning that, let's say, for example, if I consistently give my all and work hard on my business, then I will succeed. Or if I'll do a cold calling, I won't land the meeting, right? This is just an example. So think about this type of beliefs that you might have, but really take time and think through, and cover this type of belief, and cover a second type of belief, which are global beliefs, like people basically are good, or I'm bad in entrepreneurship, or I'm great entrepreneur, or any belief that about yourself, about opportunities, about time, scarcity and abundance. So I gave you also in the past a few examples of global beliefs. So give yourself a gift, guys. Give yourself a gift by doing this exercise. because by the end of this exercise, I'll show you how you can strengthen your empowering beliefs and how you can eliminate those disempowering beliefs, these limiting beliefs. So this is an example. Take a piece of paper and start writing down. Take 15 to 20 minutes, but really take time. I'm telling you, this exercise will change your life. Take time and start writing down on the left side empowering beliefs and on the right side limiting beliefs. Now pause this video and start writing down, and I'm gonna be here waiting for you, and I'll see you right now in 10, 15, 20 minutes once you're done. Well, glad to see you back. So let me ask you first question. What have you learned by doing this? But really think about it. How do you feel about this? And just take a second and think about what have you learned. And you can respond out loud to yourself what you learned. And then after you've done that, I want you to circle 3 most empowering beliefs that on your list. Just go right now, pick up the pen and circle these 3 the most empowering beliefs. Okay, I'm waiting. So now think about it for a second. How do they empower you? Just really ask yourself this question. How do they strengthen your life? And think about positive effects that they have upon you. Just think about for a second. Just take your time and ask this question out loud. Ask like, hey, how this belief that I have, how this empowers me? How does it improve the quality of my life? Now, after you've done that, if you really take a time and ask yourself those questions, you will see how you feel more confident about those beliefs and how they overall were making positive effects on your life. Now, I want you to circle the 2 most disempowering beliefs on your list. Just circling them down. The limiting beliefs that you have. And right now we're gonna start the process of eliminating those limiting beliefs and out of your life. So step number 1 to eliminate limiting belief is you want to associate massive pain to this limiting belief. I want you to decide once and for all that you no longer are willing to pay the price that these beliefs are charging your life. Remember, as you start questioning these beliefs, you will see how this references lacks of certainty, like just on that example of that cognitive table I was showing you. You will see once you started thinking and asking yourself questions, and you will start shaking these references lacks. This is how you will start, taking down this belief by knocking off these lags that actually provide certainty about that belief. This is the first step of eliminating this disempowering belief. Step number 2, you will start asking yourself questions. So you need to create a doubt by asking yourself some of these of the following questions. First question, ask yourself, how is this belief ridiculous or absurd? Like, just think about it for a second. Look at your belief right now and think, how is this ridiculous? Look, it's absolute absurd. Like, think about it for a second, and then the next question, ask yourself, was the person you learned that belief from worth modeling in that specific area that belief is? Think about, was the person that you adopted that belief, was the person that you look up to, was it really worth it? Now ask yourself this question, what will it ultimately cost you emotionally if you don't let go of that belief? What will it ultimately cost you emotionally? Now, what will it ultimately cost you physically if you won't let go of that belief? What will it ultimately cost you in your relationships if you don't let go of that belief? What will it ultimately cost you financially if you don't let go of that belief? And lastly, what will it cost you, not you, but also your family and loved ones, if you won't let go of that belief? Now, if you're really taking the time to really answer those questions, you might find how your beliefs have been significantly weakened. So again, I want you to pause this video right now for a second and take 5-10 minutes and ask these questions yourself, right? I was just reading to you out loud, but I want you right now really think about it, really look deep into those two limiting beliefs and ask yourself questions. Okay, so pause this video right now and start asking these questions. Now, I hope you just did this, start asking these questions, and as you see, you've noticed how these reference legs of your table start disappearing step by step, one by one. Now, become fully associated with these beliefs that have been costing you and the real cost in the future if you don't change, and link intense pain that you'll want to get rid of them forever. The next step number 3, you want to, since we just started shaking those reference legs of your cognitive table of those beliefs, you want to knock them down. And now the step 3, you want to replace this old belief, this limiting belief, with a new empowering belief to create conviction. So write down the replacements for those 2 limiting beliefs that you've just eliminated. So to give you an example, so for example, let's say maybe your limited belief was like, I'm unhealthy, I can't work out, it's hard for me, or I don't believe that if I will start eating healthy, I will lose weight. Could be anything, right? Could be healthy, or for example, maybe it was belief, I've seen pretty common, I can't focus, right? So replace, if you had similar beliefs, this is just an examples, you want to replace those bad beliefs with a belief something like, I'm gonna become healthy. I'll be healthier than all my friends, and I'll prove anyone that how I can change my physical appearance. Or maybe replace, if it was about focus, replace with a belief, I can easily focus and complete the task until before I leave the table, the desk. So replace your beliefs with these tasks, with this new empowering beliefs. And you want to write down those 2 replacements to these new beliefs next to those. Write it down, and after that, you want every day look at those replacements. Look on those beliefs, and out loud, after you wake up, you look on your list of those beliefs that you want to replace, that you want to eliminate. You look at the list of new beliefs that you're replacing them with. Again, if it was I can't focus, you look every day on the belief, I can easily focus and complete the task. And you keep repeating yourself, now I can easily focus. Now, this is only step number 3. Now, to actually get this belief working, right, new belief, and actually strengthen this belief, what you need to do, you need to take step number 4 and reinforce your new belief by adding new and more powerful references. So to do that, for example, if you took a new belief that you want to start eating healthy, and that you will start exercise, and how exercising and eating healthy can improve the quality of your life. So to strengthen that belief, what you can do is start reinforcing your belief by start talking to people who ate junk food, didn't exercise, and see what were the consequences, right? Diabetes, death. Then start watching documentaries, start watching documentary movies about the impact of junk food on your body. You want to start surrounding yourself also with people that actually start eating healthy, and this is how you start building references. But it's not only that, you also need to take action, not just start watching, right? So lastly, step number 5, and the most important step to actually create this sense of certainty and reinforce and build a new legs for our table to actually make stable this new belief. you need to start adding these legs under the table, which is references legs. So, and the best way to add these reference legs and create more certainty for your belief, you need to start to take massive action. Each action you take will strengthen your commitment and will raise the level of your emotional intensity and conviction. For example, if it was you want to be healthy and improve your health, and you need to get a gym membership and start going to the gym 5 times a week, or start running every single morning, or overall exercising. You need to start take massive action, because it will raise and strengthen the commitment and the level of emotional intensity, and it will create out of that belief even conviction, and you will absolutely change as a person. Lastly, if it was about if you can't focus, you need to take action here. You need to delete every single app out of your phone. Just get rid of apps on your phone. Turn off your phone and put it just in other room. When you're working on a project that you want to focus, turn off your phone. Don't have any apps on your phone, and leave it in total other room. Close the door into the room. Close every doors. Sit down and start working on the project. Start working on your business. That's how you overcome and create a new belief about focus, right? If you can't focus, create a new belief that you are able to focus and you won't leave your desk until you complete the task. Then start reinforcement, right? Think about, ask yourself a question: what will it cost you if you won't be able to focus? You might lose your business, right? Competition will come and someone else will take the business that you wanted to go after. Ask yourself questions to create to build a pain if you won't make that belief stable and improve that belief. And lastly, the most important, take action. Sit down and start focusing. No matter if you have motivation, if you don't have motivation, discipline. You must go. If you think about it, these pro athletes and every successful people I know, they don't have motivation to work. Do you think like every person, if they're successful, or these pro athletes, they have everyday motivation to work? No, they don't have it. They have built discipline that either they want it or not, they do it. They just do it. That's all they do. That's how it works. Or like if I don't want to go, if I feel like, oh, I'm sick, or I feel really bad today, or my tummy hurts or anything, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, I won't go to the gym. No, it's a commitment. I just go. So it's not like I'm looking for motivation. It's within. You just take action. Once you start taking action, you'll see you start getting in the flow and in the zone, and you will start going for it, and you will see how you will complete the task you're working on. So this is how you eliminate a new belief, replacing it with a new belief, right? You eliminating this disempowering belief, then create a new belief that makes you stronger, and make sure to attach a massive pain, associate massive pain with that limiting belief, and create doubt of that limiting belief. Then replace your old belief with a new belief that will make you better, and reinforce that belief by starting, taking certain actions that, for example, start watching something that will help you improve that new belief, new habit that you're trying to adopt. And lastly, take massive action. No matter how you feel, no matter what time of the day, no matter if you're sick, doesn't matter. You just must complete the task. You must take action. If it's healthy, if you're trying to get eating healthy, lose weight, whatever it is for you, that the belief you're trying or habit you're trying to acquire, these are the 5 steps you need to take to start changing your life. Now, while you're examining these limiting beliefs, you will notice how your feelings change about certain belief. You will realize and believe and trust that if you change the meaning of any event in your mind, you will immediately change how you feel and what you do, which will lead you to change your actions, and it will transform your destiny. Remember, nothing in life has any meaning except the meaning you give it. So guys, this is how I wanted to finish this video. And the only thing that I want to really ask you, if you can get one thing out of this video, one concept, is adopt and start practicing the belief of every single day improving the quality of your life, every single day learning something new, every single day growing as a person. Adopt that belief. That belief, you will see that absolutely make you better as a person and will change the quality of your life. Again, remember, nothing in life has any meaning except the meaning you give it. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button down below this video and be sure to share this video with your friends and family or with someone who you know this video will help. Also, click that subscribe button so you won't miss out on the next video about mindset that I'm about to release.